Hey guys, this is your buddy Rome. Video is more like a blog. This is just kind of my daily activities that you guys are seeing. So most days after creating videos, I start off my day by giving myself a few minutes every single day of test flying simulator. Now, I don't do a lot of FPV, and I know a lot of you guys that are into FPV flight. That's unfortunately not me, but I do fly my standard GPS drones, and I will just go through the procedures like you see here. So I have my controller connected to the iPad, and I'm just going to go through and fly and just kind of talk to you guys, throughout this video this morning. So basically the reason why I'm doing this video is to kind of give you guys some insight on where my channel is going. I have been working with a number of brands, guys, and I want to be able to gift you guys a lot of these products that I review and talk about. And in order for that to happen, a lot of them are going to ask, for retention, how many people are watching, that type of thing. So obviously, the more people we can get to watch, the more people we can get to participate with the live streams and other videos are going to come in really handy, especially when I'm, pitching to these different brands. So if you guys are interested in getting some of these products or, doing a second review on them, I'm all for that. And what I kind of have in mind is that you guys would be in a position to be able to actually review the products after I review the products. And then that way you can give, my audience and yours, your personal input on what you think about these specific products. And if you think it's something that would work for your everyday workflow, or maybe you have someone in your life that could definitely benefit from it. All right, so what I'm going to do here in this little simulated flight, something that I notice I don't do too often is fly really close and low to some of these structures. So you guys can kind of get an idea of what it looks like around some of these buildings. And let's just kind of orbit around here a little bit. So here's a perfect example of whatever this store is that you guys see here. Most of the buildings are all going to be boarded up, so you won't be able to go inside of any of them. But at the same time, you can get a real good look at them. You can kind of orbit around them and see how they are connected to another building. And this is about the same angles you would be flying in real time, right? So let's try an experiment. Let's see if we can fly through this alley here. I don't know how well this is going to work, so this is an experiment. Let's see what happens and see if I can fly through this space. Now, in the real world, I know I could fly through this. This would not be an issue. But, because this, and of course, the obstacle avoidance kicked in, so it flew up and over. But you guys get the idea. Of course, I could turn off the obstacle avoidance and, we'd be able to fly through. Okay, here's another interesting building. Let's go over and take a look at that. Let's descend a little bit and see that building. Yeah, so if you go in on some of these, there's signage. And, I've found things on some of these buildings that are just interesting. It just depends on what you're interested in. And you can see things that you probably would just fly over and not really pay much attention to. And I just flew right past those wires. But anyway, we have a paint hardware store. It's telling me that my remote control signal is getting weak, which is great that you see that in a simulator, because, that's something that you're going to experience in the real world, right? So what it's talking about is the fact that I'm between all of these buildings. So let's fly out here and go up a little bit and see if that corrects it. Oops, I almost had a boo-boo there. All right, let's go up toward this water tower and look out on the skyline. Let's see what we spot that might be interesting as well. Here's another little building down here where this fan is passing. So let's fly down that way and take a look at that. This is not too far from where I took off from. So I'm just kind of exploring this, guys, with you right now. And I'm actually just looking at the iPad. I'm not even looking at my controller, which is probably not the best way to do this. So what do we got here? Jake's Deli. Okay. Let's check out Jake's Deli. And obviously nobody's there. I don't know what city this is supposed to be modeled after. Maybe everybody abandoned the the city because of a zombie attack or something. Who knows? So we'll just call this Rome's little blog for today. I will be creating some more content a little bit later, but this today I just wanted to do something just, non-scripted, even though I don't script my videos. So if anybody's curious, nope, I do not. I just talk from my heart and from my experience. And yeah, there will be some outtakes, but for the most part, that's all I do. All right, so I'm going to show you guys really quickly again here. If you're just starting to fly and you're not comfortable landing your drone, you do have the option here. Oops, I didn't want to go there. You have the option here to, either land the drone or update your home point right here. We're just going to return to home. So you're going to press and hold, and then the drone will then return to wherever it is that you took off from. So that's pretty cool. And at that point, you could technically just put your controller down. I don't recommend that. Excuse me. But the drone is going to do its own thing. And even if it doesn't have Wi-Fi or satellites, because it's mapped out the route, it will return primarily to as close to where it took off to as possible based on the mapping that it was able to save while it was flying. So that's just a bit of security that you guys might want to check out, if you're interested in these drones. I've flown so many of them, whether it's recreationally or commercially, and I am a huge fan, not just of DJI, even though I talk about DJI a lot, because a lot of the products I have in the studio are DJI products, but there are a lot of other products out there, a lot of other drones out there that have comparable, not exact, but close enough for a lot of people just getting started, just to have something to experiment. Hover 00 Robotics makes a couple of really cool little drones, and I have a few of those that are, more your little compact drones, the foldable drones. And it looks like they have a new drone that's about to come out here really soon. And I'm not really sure of all the details on it, and I may reach out to them and see if they want to send us one of their sample units so we can demonstrate it and show it in the live streams, So if you guys would like to see me do that, comment below. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, and I will see you probably later today and definitely tomorrow on our live stream on YouTube. But until then, stay safe. Peace. I'm out.